Right from the get-go, one of the priorities by circumstance was to really control the narrative about the self-immolation internationally, because it's self-immolation on that scale is unprecedented as a political form of protest in general. It's also unprecedented in Tibetan history. And we didn't know what to make of it when it first began, but after looking at the profile, the background of people who were self-immolating, it became very clear that it was a political form of protest, and we needed to make sure that the international community understood that. In the last year and a half or so, they've produced 5 documentaries on the self-immolation, but you hear very little about them, because I think it reflects the level of credibility that's given to Chinese official interpretation of the self-immolation. I think that we have done quite well, given our resources, in terms of making sure that people understand that while it's an act that makes a lot of people uncomfortable, people, I think, understand in general that it's a political act of protest. The 124 self-immolators are not people who suffered from depression or mental health issues or had financial problems like the Chinese government would like them to believe. And we've been very fortunate that media, the press, especially correspondents based in Beijing, have, some of them have really gone out of their way to travel to areas where the self-immolations took place and give personal accounts, backgrounds on some of the self-immolators. So I think in that sense we've managed to push the message across. But that doesn't take away from the fact that from the get-go, from the beginning, we've been appealing to Tibetans inside Tibet not to resort to such drastic action. Within the Tibetan community, we believe in free speech, so we do have a minority who are very firm believers that independence is the only way to go, and we think these people are entitled to have their own opinion and express them. But our official position is genuine autonomy. It's the middle way approach. It's umelam. That's the Tibetan term for the middle way approach, and it's based on a Buddhist philosophy where you seek the middle ground between two positions. In our case, one position being the status quo and the other position being independence. And so being rooted in Buddhist philosophy, umelam is about nonviolence, it's about thinking about the other's interests, it's about compassion. If there's one word I ask you to take back with you this evening is umelam, because we're hoping it'll be more widely known.